Hello, everyone. This is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your weekly forecast for March 13th to the 19th of 2022. So I'm hoping to get this out early in the weekend so that you have a chance to check out this event happening Saturday, March 12th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific, which is 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. I think there's a 1 hour, 90-minute lunch break in there. But I'm leaving the invitation in here in the event that you do catch it early enough to join us on Saturday. This is an amazing event that there will not be a recording for. So if you can join us live for a very special conversation about indigenous basic truths and principles that can inform us now, that day, part of the description says that we'll discuss the honoring of natural talents, the intimacy of organizational kinship, and the value of cooperative rather than competitive work styles. It is time for the women to redirect the flow of human culture. So we're covering a lot of grounds. I had to actually take an oath to participate that basically says that I promise to honor Mother Earth and Father Sky, and I am committing to devoting my work to the sacredness of life on Earth, vowing to do no harm and agreeing to defend people against racism and discrimination, to protect animals from exploitation, and to honor the spirits of every land, to hold them precious and sacred. So it's deep. It's deep work. They sent out some really powerful videos for us to look at before we have this conversation about the way the world is going and the way culture is going and what role the feminine can play. So this was so important and juicy. There are some promos on Instagram. So if you want to find Yeye Louise Satish's IG page, which is just her name, and then she's working with Leilani. I'm not sure how to say her name, but they wrote a book together called On Holy Ground: Commitment and Devotion to Sacred Lands. They are both initiated priestesses and leaders in the world and have done a lot of good work, written lots of books. I think it's going to be a powerful conversation to be part of. So if you catch it in time, it's here. Oh, and there is a sliding scale to register. I think it's between $45 and $100 for the full day. So it's not that expensive, but they also put a note in that no one would be turned away for lack of funds if you have a sincere desire to join us. So definitely check out Leilani's website is where the invitation is, and that is daughtersofthegoddess.com. That's Saturday, March 12th. So we jump in with our forecast Sunday the 13th with Sun conjunct Neptune. This transit tends to make you very sensitive to others, whether it is rational or not. If you are one of those people who tends to put everyone else's needs before your own, then watch out, because this makes that urge even stronger. Be aware of two things. One, most times people who focus so much on others to the exclusion of their own needs is because there is something about their own life that they do not want to face. And two, you could get lost in your so-called altruism to the point where you lose touch with reality. This energy is best used alone to meditate and contemplate your own world, unless you can be completely detached in your charity work. I use this little motivation to decide, is your life so perfect and abundant that you can afford to spend so much time and energy on another's life? If so, great, go for it. If not, however, then charity begins at home, and this is an initiation for you to work on you. In other ways, it's also the initiation of a new vision for yourself. So it is a dream day. It is a day where we should think about what we believe and see how we can improve that a little bit to expand the vision for our lives. This is an annual hookup, Sun in Pisces every year for 14 years, links up with Neptune. I think we're about halfway through there. And so this is an ongoing process while Neptune is there, helping us dissolve certain things and work on those sensitivities and boundaries. So this is the initiation of a new annual cycle that you could also look at as your either the development of your spiritual practice, that could be, or the development of your ability to make those connections directly with spirit, God, source of your understanding, other realms, and that kind of initiation that happens when you can sense those other dimensions. That's another one this one's good for, and that's Sunday. Then it jumps all the way to Thursday, the 17th, when Mercury will sextile Uranus. This energy says it's time to go with the flow, new and different being the flow. It wants to shake it up a bit in a good way. However, if you feel like new and different is more like chaos and disruption, then you need to reflect and see if you aren't being too rigid. Unwillingness to go with the new flow will make this energy harder to handle. This is also a good time to try to resolve any old issues or challenges. They are not going away without resolution and conscious release. Deep breath. Perhaps you've been trying the same thing over and over and it's time to try something new. Now is the time. New ideas can and will come to you. Pay attention. Try to be open and receptive to unusual things, events, or ideas, and allow room for spontaneity, improvising, and thinking on your feet. You may think you are doing one thing and look up and be doing something completely different. Be open to exploring the new path. Deep breath. So Mercury has finally come out of its retrograde zone. So it's in Pisces, dreaming up some new stuff too there, getting very creative and imaginative with your ideas, thoughts, and concepts. And a good angle to Uranus is that awakening piece that it's referring to. And let's say, the promptings from within to try something new or to try something in a new and different way. Sun in Pisces, sextiling Pluto in Capricorn is a healthy, positive, transformative energy. You will have access to energy that will help you change your current circumstance for the better and or clear up an issue that has been challenging you for a while now. It is great for purifying, cleaning, and clearing your personal space, as well as organizing your life in general. You may have to examine the big picture to see where an adjustment for the good of all involved is necessary. If you're not feeling up to working on outer issues, this also gives you the opportunity to do some introspective thinking and deep self-reflection. Superficial once-overs will not do. You must address the root cause of where you find yourself at this time in your life and decide if it is working for you or against you. Deep breath. Friday brings our Virgo full moon, so we like to look at this in two ways. On one hand, last fall, Virgo new moon, we had an initiation of a new routine, a new daily practice, a new spiritual practice of some sort. Something kicked in the fall of 2021 that has come to its culmination point, midpoint, halfway through the year at this Virgo full moon. So there's a Virgo to Virgo thing we want to look at, and all you Virgo babies can tap into this one. But the other thing we look at is that the Pisces new moon led the way. So this Virgo full moon comes 2 weeks later to show us what pieces we might be missing from our Pisces new moon intentions and help clear whatever's blocking those intentions from flourishing. Okay, so those are kind of the two ways we look at a regular full moon. This Virgo full moon is a potent time to release the need to quote unquote keep up appearances, whether that's beauty or order in your life. Instead, focus on actually healing what is imbalanced or integrating what is fragmented. Then, rather than a temporary fix, you can and will begin to radiate more beauty and order naturally from the center of your own being. Virgo is the energy of fasting and purifying. So if you feel the need to do that, it applies to all levels: physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional. Fast from negativity, internal or external, and purify your priorities. There is something you must be willing to release from your system to have what you want. And there is something you must integrate into your system to be who you are. Deep breath. This is the completion of an annual cycle, so you can ground your intentions this full moon for the completion work on the personal individual level in preparation for birthing a new cycle of working and playing with others on the collective level this spring. As we get to the Virgo full moon, we can really assess all that we put in motion around fall equinox 2021 and release that which is not falling into a natural rhythm by now. What new system or routine did you activate back then, and where does it stand now 6 months later? Much of what is revealed at this time will also help you deepen your dedication to inner wholeness in some way. Clearly, there is more work to do to align your internal truth with your external reality. Check in with the reality of various relationships or basic exchanges that you are experiencing at this time. Any quote-unquote friction that you may be going through is necessary to help you grow and evolve into the new vision being seeded this month. Okay, that's what your Pisces new moon intention should be, a new vision that you're developing for the year of 2022. The other thing about this Pisces season is it is hugely impacted by Jupiter and Neptune being there together and moving toward their conjunction April 12th. Something of which I'm going to talk about again because we're doing a huge 5-day ritual to honor the waters of the world And I want to let you know how you can get in on it and have your own ceremony wherever you are. So we'll talk about that soon too. There may be an intense ending vibe to the usual initiation of a new lunar cycle, but maybe ending isn't the right word. Think completion or surrender or full circle, and trust that all is divine, even if it doesn't all make total sense to you just yet. It's time to run everything through your own internal processor before getting to the action-oriented Aries energy of spring equinox 2022. So deep breath. Whatever the full moon is lighting up for you, letting you know where your system might be a little overworked, your nervous system, your circulatory, respiratory, all our systems are ruled by Virgo. So anytime the moon is in Virgo, which is once a month, or we have the new and full moon every 6 months, or we have those eclipses every 9 and 18 years, right? So we get these little chances to upgrade our systems periodically, and we should take advantage of that this month. Again, we have this delicious extra support for imagining a new future without the fears, phobias, doubts, victim consciousness, poverty consciousness, lack and limitation that has gone before. It's a new day. It is a new day, y'all. We can claim a new vision and we can begin creating it now. As you've heard me say a million times, when nothing is in place, anything is possible. And everything in our world is broken right now, so we might as well be building something new. So let's dream it up this Pisces season. Then on Saturday, the 19th, our last activation is Venus squaring Uranus, which probably means Mars is going to square it next week, which it will on March 22nd. So this is kind of deep, y'all. Is we do this correction with Venus, our sacred feminine, first. In Uranus, we liberate something there. And then we have spring equinox initiation. Just got a lot of energy around it too, with this full moon so close. And then after, we make that correction and adjustment and liberation in the masculine right after equinox. Meantime, next week is all Mercury processing for the most part, except for that Mars. So we know that we are doing some big work this week that next week we'll get to process and integrate. Okay? So just do the best you can. The Venus to square Uranus is a test to grow that you can't always plan for. We know that with Uranus. Venus rules your values and priorities, and an activation with Uranus signifies something sudden and seemingly out of the blue. Of course, this isn't true, but it can feel that way. The truth is, it is time to do something different where your love, finances, or relationships are concerned. Making a conscious effort to do things in a completely new way will be rewarded with a lesson and a blessing that you would have never considered before now. Due to new revelations happening within you, the immediate response will come from those closest to you. If you're in relationships, personal or professional, that have reached a point where they have to change or end, this is a good time to try to discuss it openly and with as much detachment and objectivity as possible. This energy can provoke the need for excitement or stimulation in your relationships, giving you the urge to shake things up. Be aware and mindful of others' feelings too, because they may not be in the mood for such sudden change. Another expression of this energy is to get things on the table. It's a great time to really discuss things and come to an agreement or compromise. Ultimately, this is a test of your flexibility in relationships. The more inflexible or attached to status quo that you are, the more disruptive this energy can be. Deep breath. So I'm also putting in our equinox event. Shanta and I are going to get together on the 20th at 12 noon Eastern, which is 9 a.m. Pacific. And then I have Kathy Pagano's class right after. I'm so excited. That's going to be a full day of angels and storytelling and goodness and initiation of spring in a really beautiful way. But when Shanta and I are together at noon, that is the exact hour of equinox. The sun moves into Aries at 12:33 p.m. that day on the East Coast. So we're going to be in the zone together. And we always love when the magic lines up like that. And it's very powerful to have group events, at that time, because we raise our own vibration and then we raise the vibe of the planet. And we're asking for a donation of $22, but that is optional. This is a community event. All are welcome. So please share this. This week has 2 big events listed in this blog. So you can share this one far and wide. I would really appreciate it because these are going to be some really powerful events to get together on. All right, y'all. That's it for this week. I hope you have a fantastic week. This is Kelly Beard of Karmic Tools. Reach out if you need to, and I'll talk to you soon.